And you know, one of the reasons that we wanted to get you back now, because we've covered the trans issue, we feel like, to death. And I think most of our audience, and us included now, kind of know where we stand on it. And that's partly, let's be honest, thanks to you, because you did open our eyes to a lot of stuff. And one of the things that you were saying at the time, I'm not sure how persuaded we were by it at that time, was the slippery slope fallacy isn't always a fallacy. And if you allow certain things to happen, well, guess what? 2 years later, you might have a party conference of a major political party in this country where, you know, Ed Davey, the leader of the Lib Dems, Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party, now essentially, today Keir Starmer is saying we need a James Bond to be a woman. But 2 days earlier, he couldn't even define what a woman was. Yeah. That's where we are. So do you feel vindicated?
I feel like a prophet. Yeah, I do. And I did know that if you can't name what a woman is, you can't really say anything about us. You can't defend our rights. You can't defend our spaces. A female space is no longer a female space if there's a man in it. So I knew this was coming. I kind of hoped it wasn't. But I think the writings on the wall from everybody I know who's got anything to do with the Labour Party, and let's not forget that the Tories are in charge and they're not doing very great things either. And the Liberal Democrats are, I mean, if it wasn't such a serious issue, it's hilarious. I mean, they're just proper way out there.
And how have we come to this point? How have we come to the point where on a major political show, Keir Starmer, when asked what a woman is and do women have cervixes, essentially failed a year 5 biology question?
I don't know. There must be such a powerful minority in the Labour Party that he just can't speak, because it's too ridiculous to think that there's any rational kind of lead up to that. Emily Thornberry, she was asked the same question and she said that her nephew is trans and he has a cervix. Now, I don't agree with her at all. I think that's a ridiculous thing to say. But at least there is, you can understand if you've got a niece who identifies as trans, and you might not want to really offend her. So that's a little bit more understandable. But David Lammy thinks that trans men also have a cervix, that when you have SRS, you end up with a cervix. I mean, it's like, all I can think when I see David Lammy is him saying there are no police here with a police officer behind him.
It feels like neighbourhood policing has vanished. It's not around you. We haven't seen a police while I've been here, and I've been here for a little while now.
That's just balmy.
And it must be these very, very powerful activists. But surely they can't have that power, or do you think they're just worried about being cancelled, smeared, etc., etc.?
Well, I think they must have power. I think power is the only thing that could persuade normal, rational humans to say such ridiculous things. It can only be power to force people into newspeak. It's not rational, is it? There's no truth. It's not factual. So it can only be sort of levers of power.